Hi everyone, Tom Lucci here with the final Rutgers football video of the year. As you may or may not be able to tell, we're in Toronto, and Steve Politi is not. But instead, in his place, we have the much beloved Alex Delanian, who's new to the Rutgers beat, and it's about 48 hours away now from less than that to the International Bowl when Rutgers plays Ball State. And Alex, your thoughts just in general about a bowl game in Canada?
Well, I can't even formulate any actual thoughts about the game because I'm busy trying to figure out how I'm going to get back inside as quickly as possible. It was kind of a culture shock coming out of the airport and having to turn right back around and go inside because I wasn't ready for the 5-degree weather. But I think the bowl game should be pretty exciting. We're starting to see Rutgers fans trickle into the hotels, and I saw a couple Ball State fans. So it seems like there's going to be a good showing anyway.
Well, it has been cold. I don't think there's any question. And I will say this, too. This is a message I'm going to try and help the people in Canada. Do a service to your citizens here and don't display the temperature in Celsius because it makes it look so much colder. Every day we get up, have you seen the 7-day forecast? It's minus 22, minus 34. If you put it in Fahrenheit, at least we'll have plus temperatures. Anyway, what do you think? You also got to experience some of the Rutgers traditions at the last practice of the year today. They were at the University of Toronto. You saw some individual awards handed out that we probably can't reveal here because they're in-house stuff, but you also saw the seniors carried off. What did you think of that? Have you seen that at I know you were at USC. Have you seen that there? Or?
Well, I hadn't seen the actual act of people getting lifted off. I felt a little sorry for Anthony Davis. He had to hoist big Mike Fladell on his shoulders and carry him off. But it was one of those.
They were struggling with Mike.
They were very much struggling. But it was one of those traditions that's really nice to see. You pay your respects to the guys who have put in years and years of work before you. And it seems like it's extra meaningful here. I know I haven't been around Rutgers as long, but I've heard and I've read and I've talked a little bit about the traditions trying to be built and what they've gone through in the past year. So to see them kind of commemorate the guys who put in the years and committed to the school when they were 1 win, 2 win, it was really nice to see, I think.
What did this team, in your opinion, deserve better than this ball game at 7-5?
I mean, you're close to them and you think so because you get to know the guys and you see the hard work they're putting in, but 7-5 in the Big East, which as we saw in recent bowl games, they struggled a little bit with the exception of West Virginia, seems like it's a fair place to go. I mean, I'm not happy about it because we're outside right now, but it seemed like a fair destination.
And it's hard to get around without going outside here. Let's talk a little bit about the game and what do you know about Ball State? I know you did a feature on one of their players this week, and your thoughts on Ball State.
Yeah, we talked to defensive end Brandon Crawford. He's a 31-year-old former Marine. I actually got an email about that. He's not an ex-Marine.
No, you can't call Marines ex-Marines. Yeah, they have to be former Marines.
I understand. Dishonorably discharged, but he's a former Marine. He's playing at Ball State after serving his time in the military. He's an older guy. He's 31 years old. The teammates call him Crawdaddy, but he's one of their defensive leaders. He's not just a story. He's one of their big guys up front. He's going to try to get to Mike Teal. And we know about their quarterback. I mean, he's one of those guys who he hasn't struggled in any games really so far this year. He's one of those guys, I think.
No, Nate Davis has had a terrific year. Offensively, I mean, how do you see the game though shaking down? I mean, obviously Rutgers has Teal healthy. He looks like he's throwing the best he has all year. Greg Schiano's talked about this being the most healthy that Rutgers has been all season since the start of the year. It looks like Ball State's getting some players back. It looks like, again, there could be some offensive fireworks. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Teal's being healthy is, I think, a lot more important than people maybe give it credit for. I mean, we saw those first few games of the year where the offense looked explosive almost, and then he hurts his thumb, he banks it on a helmet, and then it's feed the ball away and hope Mike doesn't screw it up. If he's healthy, I mean, you like to think that it would go back to the way it was. I mean, granted, it was weaker opponents, but we saw flashes of him, being an extraordinary quarterback, maybe not in super skill, but at least putting up the numbers.
By the way, before you get to your prediction, I heard Politi's complaining down in Tampa that it's not quite warm enough for this time of year.
I hate Steve Politi.
I understand. I share those sentiments sometimes myself. You have your thoughts, your prediction on the game?
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot of numbers being thrown out. I mean, if Ball State wins, it'll be an upset.
Yes.
There's no question.
Well, Rutgers is a 10-point favorite, so I would agree with that, yeah.
But I think that, again, Teal's thumb being healthy is something that can't be discounted. I think Rutgers should have a relatively easy time if he is, in fact, at full strength as advertised. I mean, we see what we see in practice, but it's hard to say how he'll react in a game with, live action coming at him. But I think if we can take that as an assumption he'd be healthy, I think Rutgers wins by 14, probably somewhere around 31-17, something like that.
Okay. I'm going to go with 31-24, and hopefully in 3 days we'll be back in balmy New Jersey. So thanks again, and we'll see you either in the spring or next season.